It's your boy Angelo Savage. They say that the Mexican cartel tactics might go crazy and they might be a little bit more dangerous. Are we ready for that? Let me play the video.
Mexican troops now arriving at the U.S. southern border as part of a deal to avoid tariffs threatened by President Trump. At least 10,000 troops will be deployed, focused on cities like Ciudad Juarez and Tijuana. Border numbers under President Trump dropping dramatically across all border sectors compared to the same day last year. In Laredo, encounters are down 16%. In El Paso, they're down 65%. In the Rio Grande Valley, down 66%. And then in Del Rio, they're seeing the biggest decline, 85% less crossings.
Y'all see these numbers? This is all the doing of Donald Trump right now. These numbers are crazy. This is all the doing of Donald J. Trump, your new president, okay? These numbers wouldn't exist if he wasn't going to. If Kamala was still here, I guarantee the number's going to go up and she's going to say she's doing something about it. You know what I'm saying? The government's being infiltrated, all right? These numbers are good. This is what we need to see.
The same day last year. I want to bring in National Border Patrol Council Vice President Hector Garza. Hector, you're at the border. I want to first get your reaction to the incredible drop in these numbers, but also what your expectations are for these Mexican troops that are now arriving at the southern border. How do you foresee this working and playing out?
So first of all, President Trump has done an amazing job on the border since he's been inaugurated. Again, he's done an amazing job. The numbers are significantly lower than they've ever been. I think that the average has been about 480 apprehensions per day, down from what the 5,000 we were seeing last year under the Biden administration. So there's significant changes, and we are seeing Mexican troops arriving to Ciudad Juarez and Tijuana. And those Mexican troops can do an amazing job as well. As was shown during President Trump's first term, they were actually patrolling Mexico's northern border, and they were actually patrolling their southern border as well. And that really helped us secure the border, and it allowed Border Patrol agents to actually focus on the real dangerous threats, which is the cartels, the fentanyl, and all those dangerous drugs that are coming across the border.
It's been a scary situation and a deadly situation for years, and it seems like the tide is turning. Former acting ICE Director Jonathan Fahey's on set. He's got a question for you. Go ahead.
So first of all, I expect your members, the morale has gone through the roof since the new administration, and I'm sure you're happy about that. But one of the things with the numbers declining down to a few hundred a day, as you know, the drug cartels or the cartels were making $7,000 to $9,000 per head of people that are coming across the border, and now your members are also going to be able to focus more on drug trafficking. How do you expect the cartels to react, and do you expect your members to be in more danger based on these actions that President Trump is taking, basically stopping the illegal flow of immigrants and then also cutting down on fentanyl?
So this business of illegal activity of crossing drugs and humans into our country is a multi-billion-dollar industry. Right. So these cartels are going to want to continue doing that business. They don't want to suffer. They want to make sure that they keep on making their money. So they're going to continue with their illicit business, and their tactics are just going to get more dangerous. And Border Patrol agents are just going to have to be doing a better job on the border to make sure that we stay safe. But with the help of President Trump and having the Department of Defense and having the Texas Guard, with the assistance of Governor Abbott, I think we're going to be able to handle this threat that is coming from across the border. But again, these cartels will try to keep their business going, and they will get desperate. And at some point, they have made threats against Border Patrol agents. So we're just going to have to make sure that we continue moving forward and we do our best on the border.
All right. Well, I want to stay on this issue with the cartels because obviously with the revenue losses that they're going to suffer, a billion-dollar industry, to be clear, under Joe Biden. We already are seeing them start to retaliate against, the border crackdown. Reportedly, they're ordering attacks on U.S. Border Patrol agents using, get this, kamikaze drones, explosives. The cartels are on social media. They're telling migrants urinate, defecate on Border Patrol agents. It's horrific, to be clear here. Texas Republican Congressman Chip Roy is warning of a whole new frontier of border security that has to be dealt with. So now that we know that the cartels are using drones, Hector, I want to get your reaction to that. And because, I, as well as Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth, he says the military will be there. The military will support you and your fellow officers.
Let me pause that real quick. You said the cartel losing drones? That's nuts. This ain't nothing like all the movies we was watching on Netflix. Man, this ain't nothing like the cartels that we was watching on Netflix. They going crazy, high def. But you know what? Like he just said, it's a multi-million-dollar business. You think they're gonna allow the United States easily to just give up? No, they won't. They're gonna fight. You gotta assume they're wanted to kill for this because it's money. And they've already shot at agents. I would say, hey, you see them, pop them straight up. We're not playing games. We pop them. Because at the end of the day, what's going to happen is our last administration has let these cartel leaders come over and traffic humans and fentanyl in our country. If it was easy to get humans in there, how easy do you think it was easy to get drugs in? They've been doing that for years. Now they've met resistance. So now the resistance is here. And the resistance got military. So they like, well, let's put them on the drones. Let's put explosives on the drones, blow their ass up. They going crazy. So if the United States military see that the drones, they gonna have to knock the drones down immediately. Or put up a geofencing that immediately loses the signal. And if you know DJI, man, I got the mic right here. DJI, man, they got the best drones. If you've seen how these drones work, you can see a long distance from high up. You can see a lot of things, and that's probably what they're using. They have to. It is interesting that they're using this high tech, stuff now. You got to use all types of stuff now. Drones, man, you see the threat is going up. So you see, this is having resistance just tells us that the threat is there. The little resistance that we're getting, a lot of resistance we're getting with this, it just tells you that the threat is present. So just make sure you stay afloat. And anybody that is like against this is, man, they anti-American. I'll be honest. They anti-America. This is very important. This is actually probably the biggest threat to our country at the moment, next to random spending on shit that don't need to be spent on. Our country needs to be boarded off. I was just thinking, shit, what if it's on some apocalypse shit? What if we on some zombie shit? You want to be the United States, definitely with that border right there. You got the border on some World War Z shit. We protect it. At least we gonna have enough time to push them off. And then, they're gonna probably try to push it to Texas. Hopefully everybody armed. You know what I'm saying? If the zombies try to come, I'm just saying.
Well, now that we're facing this threat of the cartels with this new advanced technology like drones, for example, we've actually witnessed some videos of some drone attacks by the cartels that they've actually launched in Mexico, and they've proven to be deadly. They've also used improvised explosive devices in Mexico. So we are concerned that those tactics will actually cross the border, and American citizens and Border Patrol agents will actually be impacted by those types of actions. Now, we do know that the Department of Defense has amazing technology and counter drone technology that will help us. But again, I think now the threat has now changed, and we just hope that these cartels think about what they're going to do next, because President Trump is not going to tolerate any attacks or violence against Border Patrol agents. So again, they better think twice before they decide to attack us.
Do you feel like you have enough equipment and enough protection? Do you and your officers have enough?
We're going to make enough.
So we're actually getting there under the Biden administration. Our resources and our equipment, our vehicles, our recon technology, our night vision equipment is very old, right? So we are working with President Trump and with members of Congress to be able to get that equipment up to date with our agents so that we can defend against these threats. Right. Again, this technology, we have to keep up with these cartels, because the cartels, they have an unlimited budget, and they've been investing in the past 4 years. They've been making a lot of money. So we just have to make sure that Border Patrol agents, Department of Defense, and the Texas Guard have the most up-to-date technology so we can counter these threats on the border. So we'll continue to work with President Trump and the members of Congress to make sure that Border Patrol agents have the technology that we need.
Before you go, true or false, this Texas school district warning parents, Border Patrol officers may question or deport students, that they're going to go on to, you and your colleagues are going to be going on to school buses and asking kids about their status. Is that true?
So school buses have been going through Border Patrol checkpoints for decades. I've been in the Border Patrol for 25 years, and school buses have been going through Border Patrol checkpoints for many, many years. And Border Patrol agents will only board those buses if we have intelligence to indicate that there's a threat to the community or a threat to those children. The Border Patrol agents aren't targeting children that are going to school. That's not our focus. Our focus is to catch the dangerous criminals, targeted enforcement. And again, those school buses go through checkpoints every single day as kids are going to school. The only time we're going to board those buses is if there's some type of suspicion, if that bus has been taken over by suspicious people, or there's some actual intelligence that tells us that there's a threat. It's fake news. It's
Right.
more of some of these Democrats and these liberal communities trying to stoke fear in people. And no, what we're doing is we're protecting the border. We're doing an amazing job under
Wow.
President Trump, and that right there from the Alice School District is fake news.
Man, I'm gonna say it like this. This fake news got to stop. Second off, they just lying to people. I feel like, look, you got the Border Patrol, Secretary of Defense, FBI directors. They all are for what's going on in the country right now. They all are for it. They want protection. Can you believe in the last 4 years, these same people were told to stand down and allow the illegal migrants to come in? Imagine you work for the government and they tell you to do the opposite of what you've been hired to do and trained to do. Your mind don't know other ways. Your mind don't know to just let people in because you've been trained to keep people out. You know what I'm saying? Now you got really National Border Patrol Council Vice President, bro. Now you got people really out here that's happy that Donald Trump has taken over. Because now they can actually do their job and they can do it efficiently without any borders. Possibly a little funding, other than that, they can get the job done. See people making up things. Oh, your kids is. See, what the lady just said is they sending emails out. It's the school district sending emails out. Your kids might be subject to verify his status. So now they worried about if their kids gonna get snatched up from the school bus before they hit home. You see, this is a scare tactic that the liberals, Democrats use against people. The Democrats use just against people just to make them feel like, okay, let's stop the system. Let's stop this. Let's stop that. This is what Donald Trump is doing. This is the cause of Donald Trump. No. We want do you understand what we got to do? We had to make a deal with Mexico to send 10,000 of their soldiers to the border, plus hell of our soldiers to the border, just to stop people from coming from the Mexican side to America's side. You don't got motherfucking Americans escaping to Mexico. You got Mexico escaping to America. And that's a problem because look, and I'm be honest, as an American, I don't even trust the Mexican military because I shouldn't. I would assume that some of them don't have the morals like some Americans. Some Americans don't have morals. So I would assume they're getting paid under the table to let somebody through. If you tell me we put 10,000 soldiers on the border, that should be enough. Now, we put 10,000 soldiers on the border and people are still getting through. That's because your military is corrupt and they are being paid off to send people through. You think they don't know those faces of those military people? Go to their family, hold them. You're going to let this person through or else. That's the cartel. Like they said, getting through is about to get way more dangerous for the families of definitely the military on the Mexican side. And definitely we got to cover up the face of the military on the American side because it's going to get dangerous. Families going to be threatened. People might be held hostage. There's going to be corruption where they just let them through. There has to be. You're going to have to pay them off, even if it's millions of dollars, because you got to get these people through at the same time you got to get the drugs through. That's just what it is. This is it's funny how some people don't believe this exists. Y'all need to go to the border and see it. If y'all don't see the channel, Discovery got the little border patrolling thing. They literally have footage. This actually happens. It happens a lot. I didn't realize how big it was, but it's super big. Texas needs to be covered for sure because look how much land mass Texas got on the border of Mexico. Texas needs to be covered for sure. Definitely Laredo. That's what the plugs sending all the packages through. All right. What y'all think? Leave that in the comment section. It's your boy Angelo So Savage. Make sure you like and don't forget to subscribe to your boy. Peace.